Hey, what's good, word? This your boy HB. I'm gonna get right into it. So, Kelly Price do an interview. Kelly Price talking about R. Kelly, right? Okay, so R. Kelly in jail. Of course, we know what he did. I ain't got to go into it. We know what the man did, right? Now, she says that Jive Records was bringing girls to him, right? Okay, she was around him when all this stuff was going on. She was probably in the studio when these little young girls was there. Of course, you got other people that's around. Of course, he wrote hits for her and a lot of other people. Now, the crazy thing to me is you sitting here talking about that the record label was bringing girls to him. So that mean that you was around. So that mean that you saw the girls that was being brought. Which means that you didn't say anything when they was coming around. You didn't say a word. You didn't speak on it. You didn't do anything because you was afraid that if you said something, that he was gonna start writing hits for you. You was gonna be dropped from your label. You weren't gonna make no money no more. I think she did a follow up interview still talking about R. Kelly and or talking about the music industry and stuff like that. Now this is the thing. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if you were inside, if you was right there, you would know what's going on. You would know what's going on because you was right there. You seen the day-to-day stuff. Because, in the studio, especially if you are R. Kelly, you Kelly Price, and you in a $1 million studio. You in the studio, it's like probably, it's like 20 rooms, 10 to 20 rooms. You know what I'm saying? You might have a rock band down there. You might have an R&B group, R&B singer, rappers, producers, all kind of people doing different sessions the whole time. So it's not like you just in the studio by yourself. Now, if you in the studio, right? Because I've seen other artists talk about they've been in the studio and certain stuff be going on in the studio that they don't really rock with, and they leave, or what I'm saying, like they may do a session, or it might be drugs around, might be different stuff going on, might be girls there, just different stuff going on in the studio. Because you got to think about it. If you in the studio, you locked in. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might need some inspiration. Sometimes you might need to smoke a little bit, drink a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But getting back to the topic is Kelly Price is talking about R. Kelly, but Kelly Price was around when them girls was around, when the young girls was around. She probably seen a lot of stuff that she probably ain't never gonna speak on. My thing is, why is everybody coming out now speaking on R. Kelly? Because he's behind bars. See, when he was out, he was writing them hits for everybody, and everybody was making money and profiting off his talent. Nobody was saying nothing, but now all of a sudden, people doing interviews. People been doing interviews since he been locked up, and it's like, if you see her was around this man, because she said, this one thing she said, she spoke, spoke the truth, telling about what was going on, but she said, I ain't on no major label, so I can speak, but you used to be on one. You was on one. You was a part of a label that was huge. You know what I'm saying? You had big, huge records. You went platinum. She even said it, in the interview, she went platinum, and, it's like, it's crazy that, you was around when this man was doing this stuff, and you didn't say nothing then because you didn't want the money to stop. See, my thing is this: if these people was around him when he was doing all this stuff, and when these girls come around, like, they might not seen the behind the scenes stuff, after they left the studio with the girls, but you seen these little girls coming around. You didn't get away from him. You kept working with him. It's other producers, other songwriters floating all through R&B. You were doing R&B, so it's not like he was the only person that could write you a hit. Now, I'm going off that one part of the interview. Now I'm gonna go back and watch the rest, but I'm just going off what she said. She said that Kelly Price said that Jive Records was bringing girls to R. Kelly. She knew this back then. We knew R. Kelly was sick when he was messing around with Aaliyah. If you look at them, they was dressing the same. Like, you see couples that dress alike, that you see couples that dress alike. You see couples that that wear matching outfits and different stuff. So it's like, you see this stuff, you see them, it's a grown man with a young girl, they dressing alike, so you can tell she infatuated with him. If you look at the interviews, look at how they work together. So my thing is this. How can you be around and not say anything? And I know it was out of fear, but it's like, now you talking with such conviction and so bold And it's a lot of other people that's spoke on R. Kelly. R. Kelly in prison doing his time. R. Kelly was sick. R. Kelly had a problem. Nobody wanted to fix it or address it when everything was going on. They waited until he left. They waited until he was out of sight to start talking about him. Now, my thing is this. To me, you're guilty by association. The parents are guilty. The people that was around, that was seeing this man with these girls, you guilty because you didn't speak up. The record label's guilty, but the record labels don't care. Because, see, this is the thing. If R. Kelly started speaking on what he knew and all the people that, you know what I'm saying, that was indulging in what he was indulging in, half of the industry would be locked up. Because all of them nasty. All of them be doing shit behind the scenes. Because you got to think about it. All these kids that go missing, where they going to? Who taking them? You got the black market. You got organ harvesting. You got all kind of stuff. You got sex trafficking rings. Like, this stuff has been documented. Like, you know what I'm saying? That dude, Jeff Epstein, that died, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Had, you know what I'm saying, his own island. Doing sex trafficking, you know what I'm saying, with kids. You know what I'm saying? They got like little codes and stuff, you know, little codes and stuff that they, you know what I'm saying, when they talking about kids and different stuff when they doing sex trafficking and shit like this. So you got to understand that, you know, you are guilty by association. If you seen these little girls coming, you seen this stuff and you didn't speak up then, why are you speaking up now? Ain't no reason for you to expose nothing if you didn't expose it then. I understand that was your livelihood. You trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep yourself afloat. But this is the thing. He wasn't the only writer. You could have said, look, I ain't working with him no more. I'm finna, you know what I'm saying, go to somebody else. I ain't working with him no more. I don't like his energy. You know what I'm saying? He bringing out bad vibes. You know what I'm saying? Because of the stuff he was doing. You could have easily left, but you didn't. You stayed because you didn't want the money to stop. And this man did this stuff for years and years, and people just helped him. Nobody said, nah, bro. Nobody said, man, nah, this ain't right. Nobody helped him. They just kept feeding him, kept giving him what he wanted until the money ran out. The money ran out, this is when he went to jail. Because the other times when he beat those cases, he had money to pay. Now, you know, we got the documentary. You know what I'm saying? He already said he was broke. He said that's why he continuously had the tour. And that song, I Admit. He said it himself. He said he had to continuously tour year round because he was broke. If you think about it, you messing with these girls, they families want money, so they family want money. They family ain't gonna say nothing as long as you paying them, right? You paying them their money, so you paying them, they want their bread. You paying them, they want their bread. They're not gonna say anything because they want their money. You understand? They want their money, so they're not gonna say anything. They're gonna keep letting it rock, keep letting it go on until, you know what I'm saying, things pass over. So, in a nutshell, man. In a nutshell, Kelly Price, you shouldn't have spoke out. You shouldn't have said a word. They should have cut that part of your interview out because, to me, you were just as guilty as R. Kelly and everybody that was around that knew what he was doing that didn't speak up. Because you could have spoke up. You could have said something. You had the power to remove yourself from around him, from around anything he had going on. Because this is the thing. You was a little girl. What somebody did that to you? Now, I ain't sitting here going off on Kelly Price. I'm just speaking the facts. Like, why are people speaking on this man that was around him, that was helping him? Because pretty much if you ain't telling him or removing yourself from him, then you helping him. You're facilitating. You're helping him. You're giving him, you know what I'm saying, leeway to do this stuff. Not saying that you was participating. Not saying that you were bringing girls in, but just sitting there saying that you was around and stuff and you knew what was going on. You didn't say nothing because you didn't want your money to stop. You didn't want to lose out. But it's just crazy to me, man. R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? Of course, R. Kelly, pedophile. R. Kelly had a problem. And fame gave him power and fuel and money to do what he wanted to for years until somebody said, until that documentary came out and the money stopped. But that's pretty much it, man. What y'all feel about what Kelly Price said in the interview? Do you feel like she shouldn't speak on it because she was around, she seen it firsthand, and she didn't say anything? Do you feel like she was wrong? Do you feel like she was just protecting herself and her brand? I would love to know below. Leave a comment. Y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. This your boy AHB. I'm out this thing. Salute.